This is my son. He was killed at age 9. He was crossing the street with his father. They were in the crosswalk. They were following the law. And my son was killed by a reckless taxi driver. We should be celebrating his 15th birthday next week. But instead, I'm going to be meeting Madison Leiden's mother, and the two of us are going to be weeping and sobbing together because of what is happening here. I lived on 97th and West End, and I thought I could get away from the nightmare of what happened to my son. And then I moved down here, and I looked at this bike lane, and I said to myself, someone's going to get killed here. This is so dangerous. And the day after my son's birthday that we suffer through his birthday because he was killed. The next day, I look and I find out that Madison is killed. This is reprehensible. What is more important than saving a life? I cannot comprehend how the residents of this building have the gall to be thinking that parking spaces are more important than people's lives. And let me tell you something, if you think it can't happen to you, you're wrong. Because I didn't think it was going to happen to me, and it did. And it can happen to anybody. And I beg the residents to please come to their senses for the sake of the children who have died, for the sake of my son, my beautiful 9-year-old son who's dead. And you know what? Your life gets destroyed. It doesn't get better. It gets worse. And now Madison's mother and her family are traveling here from Australia to come and to have to see the spot where Madison was killed in a situation which could completely have been avoided, just as my son's death could have been avoided. But there are too many cars in the city, and there are too many reckless drivers, and drivers are driving too fast, and there are things that can be done, and that is the most important thing. We cannot continue to let cars run this city, and that's the same thing for parking spaces. Parking spaces should not run this city. Lives are important, and people should not be killed.